I've only seen this movie one time in my life, and the really cool thing about it is I actually saw this movie in school. I watched the entire thing. I know what you're thinking, it's rated R, you can't show that in school. Well, we actually had a really cool teacher who just told us basically, hey, we have to watch this movie because this is the best depiction of slavery at the time, and I think you guys can learn from this movie. And I was like, cool. And I was like, Spielberg, I'm totally in for it. And as a class, we all just sat there and watched Amistad. Released in 1997. Another year where Spielberg released two films. In 93, he did Jurassic Park and then Schindler's List. Years later, 97, he released Lost World Jurassic Park in the summer, or no, Thanksgiving, and then he released Amistad, which stars Matthew McConaughey, Domingo Elgin, can't say his name. He's from Blood Diamond, Guardians of the Galaxy, Anthony Hopkins, and Morgan Freeman. And the story is basically about the famous ship Amistad, where a bunch of slaves have taken over the ship, killed a bunch of the crew members, took a few hostage, and came to the America land where they are put into court systems, and they are basically saying, these are slaves, they've came from a totally different country or continent from us, what are we going to do with them? Matthew McConaughey is the lawyer, Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins all come together, and this is a court-based movie about these slaves, and to me, it is for sure a movie I think everyone should watch. I would say this is a top 5, maybe in top 3 underrated Spielberg movie. We haven't got to the most underrated, which we'll get to actually very soon, but I do believe this movie is super underrated. And first things first, Spielberg's direction. Once again, it's Spielberg. I've been doing a Spielberg series. There's a reason why I keep saying he's a great director, and I'm going to continue saying it until we see one of his worst ones. But his direction is perfection. But the real just reason this movie is so good is the acting. I think everyone can agree the acting in this movie is freaking-tastic, and it sucks it came out the same year as Titanic, because that year Titanic won like 11 Oscars, and Amistad was the movie that didn't get nominated for Best Picture or really anything. Anthony Hopkins did get a supporting actor nomination, and do not get me wrong, Anthony Hopkins is fantastic in this movie. He is unrecognizable if you ask me. He is freaking good. But I'm sorry, in my opinion, if I was going to nominate anyone, it's going to be Domingo Husanati. I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name, but he plays our main slave. He's basically the leader of this group because he is the one that basically starts this attack on the ship, which for the opening scene of this movie, brutal. I mean, that scene alone is the reason why this movie is rated R, besides like language and like showing nudity and stuff like that. But no, he is fucking good. He's always been like one of those actors. When he's in the movie, he gives it his all. No matter what movie he is in. He's always in a bunch of movies. He's in a lot of movies. But whenever he's in it, he's always A-plus material. He's one of those actors who's so underrated. He deserves an Oscar. I don't think he got one for Blood Diamond. I hope he did, though, but I just can't remember right at the moment. But he in this movie, if I was going to get a nomination to, it's going to be him. Because, I mean, the scene alone where set us free. I mean, come on, it's like the most famous scene in the movie when he stands up in the court and he's like, set us free. He said it does say set us free, right? It sucks that I don't know because I actually just watched the movie last night. But like I said, he is the reason this movie, like, he is so good. It makes me think, why did they give it to Anthony Hopkins when he is like so good? Matthew McConaughey, also underrated in this movie. He is awesome as this lawyer. I love him. I love the scene where he's trying to like talk to him, and there's a scene where they keep moving his chair or whatever, and he's like trying to figure out like what this sword is. The scene where him and Domingo Husanati, I'm sorry, I can't say his name, are basically trying to figure out where he's from, and they're both talking to each other, and he can't talk to him because he doesn't speak English. But I love those scenes a lot. And I'm actually a really big sucker for court case movies. That's like one of my movies. Like, if it's done right, then I'm just sucked in. Because I just love court case movies. Like, I really like A Few Good Men. It's like one of my favorites. I mean, a lot of people like the movie, but it's one of my favorites. But this one is really good. It's got great editing. The acting from everyone in this movie is just A-plus material. The story is intriguing, and we get to see this great production design, the costumes, all of it. John Williams freaking music, of course. John Williams, man, freaking amazing. I'm glad he's a 5-time Academy Award winner. He is just amazing, and he continues to do great work. But this movie is super underrated, and I just feel like more people need to watch it, because I did actually watch this in school. Really shouldn't have done it, but we did, and I actually don't regret it. I was really entertained in class, and everyone agreed that it was just a powerful movie. It's a great story, great case. If I had any issues, it's long. It's 2 hours and 34 minutes, but I sound so like, oh, you're just doing it because it's long. I can't lie, it's a long movie, and the pacing definitely is like, we can do this. And court case movies usually are slow, but I'm a sucker for them, and I love great acting. I love Spielberg, and all this movie did that right, in my opinion. I will give this movie a strong A. I definitely recommend this movie. Please watch it. It's really just, it's a really good movie. I really much enjoyed it. A lot more than I thought it was, honestly. But now, the next film I will be reviewing is Saving Private Ryan. Yay. Anyway, guys, enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.